and thanks for staying with us. The City of Customs speaks on welfare package for members of the service in the country. Also on Customs report, goods worth billions of naira pass through the ports every year. Plus, more report. I am Igiseme Itinye. Stay tuned.
My gratitude to the WCO for giving us the opportunity to be part of this, and to the Chinese Customs for a very good organization. Let me start that Nigeria is a new entrant to the AEO family, having learned from the benefits which has accrued to other customs administrations, and of course the inspiration which has been given over the past 18 years by the WCO that has developed this tool as a very vital tool for trade facilitation. We started the pilot implementation of AEO a couple of months ago, and we have been actually inspired by the policy of the new government in Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's vision of enhancing economic competitiveness and diversification. We have an economy that's 80–90% dependent on the oil economy, and there is this attempt to steer our economy consciously away from oil to non-oil economy. And over the years, we've also had very poor performance in the World Bank Ease of Doing Business. Currently, we stand at number 131 out of 190. So it is our attempt to align the customs strategic priority with those of the new government administration that we have embraced AEO. The indices that have been used in compiling the ease of doing business is trading across borders. And because AEO gives us the opportunity to engage with our stakeholders and reduce the time and the cost of doing business, it becomes a very compelling policy direction for us. And also because of the fact that we have an economy, an environment that is challenged by a number of economic problems like terrorism. So we find it very easy when we're able to identify compliance traders and give them the opportunity to perform in AEO. So this is a very compelling program for us, and we believe that if we give advantage to these compliant traders, which account for almost 80% in terms of volume and in terms of revenue for us, we will be doing Nigerian economy. We will be doing well for the Nigerian economy. So,
the Nigerian Customs Service has continued to improve on its image and welfare package as approved by the management of Nigerian Customs Service. An NGO ASR Africa initiative granted funds to the customs for the welfare enforcement. The package will enable the system to work well in the area of revenue generation and fighting smuggling all over the country.
Start off by commending this foundation for the intervention that they have been doing, not just in Nigeria, but across Africa. In places where we have gone, particularly in our interventions in the Northeast, in states where there are requirements for humanitarian interventions, the name of your foundation has always loomed large. Most of the time, what we carry to those places always look insignificant when we hear the interventions that has been conducted. And it's also very, very nice that beneficiaries are allowed to develop some sense of ownership, to co-create ownership for the interventions which you have. And I am more than happy and willing to work with the foundation, most especially because of the fact that progress has been made. So I would submit to whatever has been decided in terms of date. We will see if we can find an acceptable date working with our contact.
Alhaji Onusemadu Rabiu apart from being someone who's passionate about giving, is also passionate about Nigerians taking responsibility for solving their own problems. He's taken the lead in this regard and created ASR Africa as a platform to ensure that this can happen, with us being at the helm of affairs in creating solutions to our own problems. This is why the security sector grants are so important to us. Alhaji Sumad Rabiu knows that it's impossible to achieve development without an environment that is safe and secure. He understands the strategic importance of the customs service, not just in providing economic security, but also aligning with the immigrations to provide overall national border integrity and security. And this is also something I think he takes very seriously. The grant was applied to building a hospital for the customs service, which I'm very happy to say we've resumed construction in Bauchi. And part of the reason also, or the third reason why we also needed to see you, was to inform you of the progress of that project and also seek your kind permission to do the groundbreaking ceremony and request your dignified presence there if your schedule permits.
The Nigerian Customs Service will continue to work with stakeholders in the industry. The management stated that the CG said that the service will continue to work for the effective operations in the service throughout the country.
I am indeed very delighted to welcome you all to this significant event, marking another achievement in our efforts to enhance trade facilitation and create a more transparent and predictable business environment for our established stakeholders. Today, we shall be taking the first major step towards the launching of the Nigerian Customs Service Advanced Ruling, starting with the stakeholder engagement which the PRO announced will commence immediately after this launching. Advanced ruling, as we have learned from the previous communication, is a critical mechanism that allows traders to obtain binding decisions from customs administrations on the classification, origin, and valuation of goods before their importation. This tool is essential for promoting trade facilitation, for reducing compliance costs, and fostering a conducive business environment. And recognizing the importance of this, both the World Customs Organization, WCO, and the World Trade Organization, WTO, have emphasized its significance in facilitating international trade and promoting customs compliance. According to both organizations, advanced ruling enhances predictability and transparency in customs procedures, streamlining trade policies and minimizing delays. The path towards implementing advanced ruling in Nigeria has been fraught with challenges and setbacks. Attempts to introduce these mechanisms were unsuccessful in the past, despite its recognized importance. However, in 2020, we initiated a scoping mission to review our processes and align them with global best practices. This comprehensive review yielded valuable recommendations that have informed our efforts to relaunch the advanced ruling. At this stage, I would like to pay homage and salute the doggedness of a member of management whose responsibility was to pilot this when we started. Unfortunately, the gentleman has bowed out of service, but I want to use this moment to specifically recognize the contribution of retired DCG MBA Musa towards this. The launch of advanced ruling at this time aligns with the policy directive of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration to facilitate trade for legitimate traders. This is reflected in the policy advisory document of government, which highlights several achievements, such as the approval to decongest the ports and make them free and accessible for importers and operators. Additionally, the recent inauguration of the Single Window Steering Committee by the President underscores high-level commitment to enhancing trade facilitation in Nigeria. The implementation of advanced ruling, therefore, is timely, given the significant number of disputes the service has had to handle between 2020 and 2023. Out of the 34 disputes recorded during this period, 31 have been resolved, while 3 cases remain pending. Additionally, despite the absence of a structured mechanism, a total of 296 requests for tariff opinions were received, with 266 of them processed and 30 pending. It is crucial to note that the absence of this mechanism has implications beyond trade facilitation because it also impacts our revenue.
You are watching the program Customs Report. The Nigerian Customs Service have organized a one-day seminar on online pension verification for the rank of retired controllers and above. So the controllers attended the conference in Katsina. We now bring you some of the pictures of the controllers and retired ACGs who also attended the conference, according to UK Bello, also a retired controller of Nigerian Customs Service. The Southwest Border Trail has again smashed a syndicate that specializes in smuggling of consignment into the country without the approval of government. The deputy controller in charge of Border Trail has this to say in one of his seizures made in the southwest of Nigeria.
The sector, in its anti-smuggling activities, wishes to announce to you the seizures of goods illegally smuggled into the country with DPV value, that is duty paid value, put at almost 1,663,646,360 naira only, and the 52,486,252 naira, 252 naira as auction value on petroleum products and other goods seized and auctioned due to their inflammable or perishable nature within the 6 months period I took over leadership of the sector. The goods were seized between November and April, with no fewer than 15 suspects arrested in connection with the seizure, some charged to court and some prosecuted. I commend the dedication, doggedness, and professionalism of JPT officers and men involved in the taxation of these substances, which could have caused more serious security threat and even endanger lives of innocent citizens, as it is revealed that bandits and other criminals are the end receivers of these substances.
A one-month seminar has been organized by Nigerian Customs Service at Ikeja Training School, where the CG was represented by Assistant Controller General of Customs Zone A in Lagos. He said that the Nigerian Customs Service will continue to train members of its men all over the country to be able to handle arms and also continue to fine-tune the policy of Nigerian Customs Service. He has this to say on behalf of the CG of Nigerian Customs Service.
On behalf of the Comptroller General this morning, address you, and at the end of the address, inaugurate discourse. You are all beneficiaries of the goodwill of the Comptroller General of Customs and his management team. Like the Commandant said, this is unprecedented. The number of inspectors upgraded to Assistant Superintendent into the Superintendent cadre. Now, this presents a unique opportunity to all of you. You know, there's a wide gulf between the rank of inspector and assistant superintendent. Apart from the salary, I believe the responsibilities are higher. You carry a higher rank, and therefore higher responsibilities, and higher respect. I charge you all to reciprocate this goodwill by being diligent, hardworking, listen to your instructors. Like the commandant said, at the end of this course, there will be prizes given to the best students. There will be several aspects of customs processes and procedures that will be taught to you. There will be arms drill, and at the end of the course, it is our hope that you will come out better than when you began the course, and that you will be shining examples for the Nigeria Customs Service. Not only you have an opportunity to go in rank, but you have an opportunity to improve yourselves. So, I don't want to hear any negative reports from any of you. Late coming, indiscipline, we don't want to hear anything like that. Instead, we want to hear good stories, and that we will now look at you as a crop of officers who are not only given the opportunity to be in the superintendent cadre, but you will rise, and the sky shall be your limit.
What the commandant of the college has this to say.
I would like to begin by appreciating the Comptroller General of Customs for the approval given to this college to organize a regimental training to the recently promoted Assistant Superintendent of Customs to, in line with the Comptroller General of Customs' drive towards capacity building and ensuring of having an awesome paradigm shift in the customs. I would also like to thank the zonal coordinator for finding out time to declare officially this training. The essence of this training, the objective is not far from the concerted efforts being made by the Comptroller General of Customs in building the personnel of the service. So these participants are crops of officers that migrated from the inspectorate cadre to the superintendent cadre. Part of the objective of this training is for us to have a smooth transition from the inspectorate cadre into the superintendent cadre. By virtue of the training modules, they are going to be exposed to custom processes and procedures. They are also going to be exposed to weapon handling. They will be exposed to core values of what officer stands for. We are hoping that at the end of 1 month, they are going to be well-refined officers of the Nigerian Customs Service.
A new era controller have taken over in Apapa Customs Command in Lagos. He took over from Controller Babajide Jayoba, who has retired after 35 years of service.
MFR, who consider me worthy to steer customs affairs at Nigeria's flagship Customs Command, domicile here in Apapa. My tour of duty as Area Controller of Apapa ends today after almost 8 months in the saddle. And it gives me great pleasure to record the very suspense-filled and exciting moments of goals achieved day by day, week by week, on a monthly basis, culminating into tangible results for the benefit of our great country and our economy. And I cannot but recall exactly on the 12th of September, we gathered here in this same hall, and the thought that came to my mind then, when my predecessor boldly announced that Apapa was able to record 10 billion naira revenue on a single date. And honestly, even though I behave like a man, but I was scared. In fact, I'm using scared for want of better English. Because where I came from, I know that is almost the target for 3 months. But when I assumed office in that September, the assurance of support I received from officers and men on ground and stakeholders boldly say all we achieved during my period are a product of teamwork. When we came in, we know there's no way we can do it alone. And you all gave me your support. And that's why today we can say this is where God has helped us to, this is how far God has helped us. So I won't take the cooperation of our sister agencies and stakeholders for granted. Honestly, whatever we achieve jointly as a team. We jointly worked to achieve our individual organizational goals and collective interest of making Apapa Port import and export friendly without undermining national security. As I'll be handing over to my brother, friend and colleague, Controller Abatunde Olomu, it gives me great joy to highlight some of our achievements and the milestone we attained under our watch. As a team working together from different directions towards a common goal, we relentlessly pursue maximum collection of duty by preventing leakages, fought against smuggling, and ensure that compliant traders enjoy each free clearance under customs control. And I know those of us who are compliant here can bear me testimony to this. Our various committee meetings, extra hours at work, including getting officers to perform critical roles at weekends, truly paid off. Because aside the target given to us by the headquarters, we raised the bar by increasing our drive for excellence at work with the aim of surpassing our target.
I see my task as a CAC, Customs Area Controller, Apapa Command, as a very serious assignment. From the Controller General of Customs, Bashir Adewale Adeniyi, MFR, DSM, PSC Daga, of which our only option is to deliver diligently, not only in revenue collection, fight against smuggling, but in trade facilitation and sustainable stakeholder engagement. My assumption of this office is with a mind of confidence that will not betray the trust reposed in us by the federal government, the CGC, and the entire management of the Nigerian Customs Service. This confidence is premised on the reality that my elder brother had already made the task very easy, as I'm taking over a very organized command. We intend to build upon the successes that have been achieved by the outgoing controller. Let me state unequivocally that we shall implement the provisions of the Nigerian Customs Service Act 2023, the Common External Tariff, Import and Export Prohibition Guidelines, as well as other books of instruction as directed by the Federal Government of Nigeria.
Just before another this week edition of the program Customs Report, we brought you a report where billions of naira was collected by Papa Customs Command, where a new controller has officially taken over from the old one who is now on retirement for Nigerian Customs Service. For me, Egeseme Etinye, thanks for watching.